Welcome to our channel. It's time to learn numbers with ocean animals. Little ones will learn to count from 1 to 10 while being introduced to fun ocean animals. Each number is represented with a different marine creature, creating a memorable and educational experience. Let's get started. 1 is for octopus. There once was an octopus who lived in an ocean. He had 8 arms and loved to explore. He would go on adventures every day and find new things to play with. One day he found a shiny new ball, and he loved it so much that he kept it all to himself. The octopus rolled the ball around his den, but it was too big for him to hide. All the other sea creatures wanted to know what he had found. The octopus wouldn't share, so they all swam away. He felt bad, so he started to count to 10 so he could give the ball to someone else. When he got to 10, he gave the ball to a friendly crab. They played with it together, and the octopus wasn't lonely anymore. 2 is for starfish. The clownfish were swimming in the coral reef. They were best friends and loved to play hide and seek. One would count to 10 while the other hid. Then they would switch. Today was the striped clownfish's turn to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other clownfish was nowhere to be seen. He had slipped into a hole in the coral and made himself comfortable. The striped clownfish swam through the coral looking for him until he found him. They played until the sun went down, and then they went home. 3 is for shark. 3 little sharks were swimming in the ocean. They were looking for fish to eat when suddenly they saw a big school of tuna. "Let's go," said the biggest shark. They swam after the tuna, and it wasn't long before they caught up. The sharks were ready to eat, but the tuna were too quick for them. They tried and they tried, but they couldn't catch any. So they swam back home, disappointed. On the way, they saw a fisherman who had dropped some chum into the water. The sharks loved chum, and they quickly ate it all up. They were so full that they didn't even bother chasing any more tuna. 4 is for dolphins. For dolphins were playing in the shallow water. They were jumping and flipping and having fun in the sun. Suddenly, one of the dolphins saw a group of people coming. She quickly swam over to her friends and said, "Let's put on a show for them." The dolphins swam closer to the shore and began to perform. They jumped out of the water and spun and twisted in the air. The people on shore clapped and cheered, and the dolphins were happy to have made them smile. 5 is for whale. 5 whales were swimming in the ocean. They were on their way to a special feeding ground where they could find lots of yummy food. As they swam, they sang a song. It was a happy, upbeat tune that they all knew by heart. When they got to the feeding ground, they ate and sang some more. It was the best day ever for the 5 happy whales. 6 is for crab. 6 little crabs were scuttling sideways across the ocean floor. They were on their way to a crab party, but they had to hurry up because it was already late. "Come on, slowpokes," said the biggest crab. "We're gonna be the first ones there." The crabs scuttled faster, and soon they were at the party. There were games and music, and plenty of delicious crab cakes to eat. The 6 little crabs had a wonderful time. 7 is for turtle. 7 little turtles were swimming in the ocean. They were on their way to a secret cove where they could hatch their eggs. But they had to be careful because there were lots of predators in the water that would love to eat them. The turtles swam slowly and carefully, and soon they reached the cove. They laid their eggs and then swam away. 8 is for jellyfish. 8 jellyfish were floating along in the ocean current. They were on their way to a jellyfish festival. But they had to be careful because there were lots of boats in the water that could easily bump into them. The jellyfish floated slowly and carefully, and soon they reached the festival. There were games and music and plenty of jellyfish to meet. The 8 jellyfish had a wonderful time. 9 is for shrimp. 9 little shrimp were hiding in a coral reef. They were playing hide and seek. But they had to be careful because there was a big grouper nearby that would love to eat them. The shrimp hid behind rocks and seaweed, and soon it was the grouper's turn to look for them. He swam around the reef, but he couldn't find any of the shrimp. They were all too good at hiding. 10 is for eel. 10 eels were swimming in the ocean. They were on their way to a special eel party. But they had to be careful because there were lots of sharks in the water that would love to eat them. The eels swam slowly and carefully. And soon they reached the party. There were games and music and plenty of delicious fish to eat. The 10 little eels had a wonderful time. And now you know numbers 1 to 10 with ocean animals. Which one is your favorite? If you enjoyed this video, give us a like and we will see you in the next one.